Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Veronica Flores. I work for Tecnológico de Monterrey, which is a university here in Mexico City. And I have been leading the Mobile Teaching Kitchen project here in Mexico for over 5 years. So today I'm going to share with you some of the insights from the Mobile Teaching Kitchen project here in Mexico. So, let's begin. So as you probably all know, the International Initiative on Mobile Teaching Kitchens was created by NetPro, and it empowers vulnerable community members through the teaching of culinary skills, nutrition education, and micro entrepreneurship in food businesses. The goal of the initiative and the goal of the Mobile Teaching Kitchen is to improve nutrition, health, and general well-being while at the same time addressing the economic challenges, especially of women, children, and families. The initiative, the Mobile Teaching Kitchen Initiative, adopts a multidisciplinary approach to address issues like food insecurity and malnutrition. It has a very profound effect on the lives of the participating communities because it enhances their resilience by providing knowledge on accessing affordable, nutritious diets and at the same time promoting healthier eating habits. In Mexico, we have been implementing the Mobile Teaching Kitchen project as a university project, where students are tasked with designing the prototype for a mobile teaching kitchen. The mobile teaching kitchen that they design needs to follow of Mexican guidelines for a regular kitchen regarding hygiene, administration, and management. This prototype needs to be replicable, and the students present their ideas to NetPro in a special session where they receive feedback and they deliver the design and the operation manual for the kitchen. And after they do that, they receive feedback from NetPro on their projects. At the end of the challenge, the students need to give a nutrition and a hygienic food handling workshop to the community who they work with. No, this is the way we do the mobile teaching kitchen. We implement the mobile teaching kitchen project by following the educational approach of challenge-based learning, where students face a real-life challenge and need to give a partial solution at the end. When challenge-based learning is applied in a community setting, it blends conventional teaching methods with the social responsibility of students. But it's really important to remember that in order to be considered an educational methodology, it needs to have both an academic objective and a community outcome. We always need to remember this because we need to address both of the objectives at the same time. It is very different from a traditional classroom where students listen to a lecture in a passive way. In challenge-based learning, students interact in an active way with teachers, with stakeholders, with educational partners, and with other students to solve the challenge that they are presented. Challenge-based learning strengthens the attainment of transversal competencies and also generates collaboration. It encourages students to work in a multidisciplinary way. And the solutions presented at the end naturally address the needs of the community because the challenge was especially created to the needs of the community. Teaching kitchens is very important to remember that they can be used as models of social innovation. Teaching kitchens are educational classrooms that can be used to educate about diet, lifestyle, food accessibility, and preparation. Teaching kitchens can be included in curriculum of nutrition professionals to help them attain disciplinary competencies. But at the same time, teaching kitchens can empower individuals to make healthier meal choices, reduce costs, increase culinary knowledge, and confidence in adopting healthier lifestyles. So teaching kitchens can have also both objectives at the same time. So since 2021, NetPro and Tecnológico de Monterrey have been working together on designing a mobile teaching kitchen for Mexico. The first thing we do with students is that we as NetPro deliver talks to explain a little bit of how mobile teaching kitchens work around the world. No, we talk about how they were created, how they operate, how the students need to become collaborators and teach other the community, and then the community needs to teach other members of community, and that's how the project needs to grow. Also, students learn about sustainable food production, they learn about food fortification, they learn about different topics that can be useful for their projects. The students work on their projects for 5 weeks, and at the end of those 5 weeks, they prepare a presentation and they present it to NetPro, where in a real live feedback session, they give feedback to the students on each one of their projects. We have been doing this for 5 years already. At the end of the challenge, after they have presented their projects to NetPro, they teach a culinary, basic nutrition and hygienic food handling workshop. No, we have been giving workshops in different communities in Mexico, Guadalajara and Monterrey, which are cities in Mexico. But the idea is that all of these workshops have been a little bit different because they are especially targeted to the communities. If the communities, for example, we have been working with the food bank here in Mexico, where we work with some of the foods that they get from the food bank. Also, we have been working with university workers, where they have to serve food in different settings. We have also working communities where they grow their own food, and we have working inside markets where people sell food to different what they sell food inside the market. No, so we have been given the workshops and we adapt to the communities. That's what's so special about the challenge-based learning. Also, students have given workshops on culinary workshops aimed at especially at promoting the consumption of vegetables and legumes. We now have over 100 recipes, no, which are all vegan and which are inspired on Mexican food, and all of them are meant to promote the consumption of vegetables and legumes. No, so that's also that's also part of the things that come out of the mobile teaching kitchen project here in Mexico. Also, the MTK here in Mexico has been a source of innovation. After the students work on their projects, many of them come up with ideas for different projects. No, for example, food projects, lunch boxes, food businesses. No, so this also has been a source of innovation. No, the mobile teaching kitchen has inspired students to work on different projects related to food and nutrition, and aim at different vulnerable communities. Also, it has been a source of research. No, at the end of their projects, students are encouraged to write about their projects. No, they are encouraged to create an abstract and to submit their abstract to different congresses and summits. No, some of them have submitted their abstracts to for example, the NetPro Summit in 2024 and 2025. No, so this has also been a source of research where students learn the basics of doing research on community projects, based on community projects. No, so since 2021, we have been given different community workshops, for example, in Iztacalco, where we work with the food bank, in Iztapalapa, where we also work with the food bank, in Tlalpan and Xochimilco, where we work inside markets with the food vendors inside the markets. In 2025, we gave a diabetes prevention workshop in a community called Tlacoapa, where in addition to teaching people how to cook some basic healthy recipes, and also they also got some information on how they could live with diabetes or prevent diabetes in their families. No, also in 2025, We work with the people who sell and who prepare food inside the schools and universities. In 2025, the guidelines for who and how the food could be sold inside schools and universities changed drastically here in Mexico. All of these changes require that the people who sold and the people who prepared the food knew a little bit more about nutrition and how to prepare different types of dishes. No, so last year's we focused on working with staff who work on food preparation and who sold food inside schools and universities. So the workshops were completely aimed at cafeteria workers inside universities and inside schools.
La preparamos antes, pero es justamente la que acabamos de preparar.
Here, students are teaching the cafeteria workers how to prepare healthier versions of the dishes that they are very used to preparing. With over the years, we have I think I said 100, I think over 200 recipes which are inspired by Mexican cuisine. They are both in English and in Spanish, and all of them are using local and sustainable ingredients. No, now the recipe books are basically done, and we are ready to start working with those recipe books. No, so that everyone who is interested can learn how to cook healthier versions of Mexican dishes. The next steps we are thinking, we are going back to Tlacuapa, the community in Xochimilco. This, the picture I'm showing you here, this is Xochimilco. This is outside Mexico City. This is a really beautiful place, but it's a really vulnerable community because they have they don't have that much access to clean water. They don't have that much access to electricity. No, so it's really vulnerable community, and they are very interested in having nutrition educational workshops. And what's really interesting about this community is that they grow some of their foods. They grow spinach, they grow cactus, they grow honey, squash, and chile. No, so the next challenge will be to create recipes using all of these ingredients in a healthy way and in accessible way, so that there are all the people inside La Cuapa can access these new healthier versions of the dishes. No, so thank you very much. This is it for me. If you have any questions, you can contact me through NetPro. It was really a pleasure to present all of this to you. Thank you very much.